Boy, there are few people who seem to love VES as much as Vane loves VES. She is outgoing and takes chances and displays genuine enthusiasm. After 2 years at seated lunches with Vane, I don't know that I can remember hearing her complain or saying a negative word about anyone or anything, which is a true feat. That's not to say that things aren't hard or disappointing or frustrating, but Vane has a way of looking at the positive side of almost everything. Sometimes things have been too tough, like physics last year. Yeah. But even faced with temporary roadblocks and maybe even failure, Vane redefines what success means and keeps moving forward one step at a time. She doesn't let one bad experience deter her from trying again. Physics has been hard this year, but she made it. And just so we all know, she didn't fail physics last year. She just left. She just left. So I am so glad that Vane came back to VES for her senior year. She tried to talk a lot of people into letting her come back, and we are just so happy that you are a part of our community, and I am very much looking forward to what you have to say. Thank you.
After singing God Bless the USA, I don't think I'm nervous anymore. Thank you, Dr. P. Thanks for these amazing 2 years and for helping me whenever I needed. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Hello, if y'all don't know me, my name is Vane. Not Vane, not Bunny, just Vane. But a lot of people don't know that my real name is Vanessa. And Vane is just too short for Vanessa. But that's too formal for me, so I like being called Vane. I'm from Merida, Mexico, and if you ask me how I learned English, I have no idea, because even I can't believe I can speak fluently. Last year, after listening to the first counselor talk, I cried. It was the first month of school, and I didn't know everyone, but somehow that talk made me tear up in chapel. Once the talk was over, immediately I wanted to give my own and share my experience with the school. So here I am, a year later, in front of this crowd beginning my senior speech. Today, I wanted to talk about being ourselves, not letting fear get into our heads, and that without taking risks, we never know the possibilities. And to not being afraid to follow dreams, even if people tell you you can't do it, and even if not everybody believes in you. The most important is that you believe in yourself. My freshman year, I had to decide where I wanted to go for boarding school, because everyone in Mexico does the 1-year boarding school experience their sophomore year, and thankfully I decided VES. I was actually thinking between 2 boarding schools, one in Minnesota and here, and I'm so happy I chose here, even though I didn't know what Virginia was before coming here. I mean, I could have ended up in Minnesota. Weird, right? I got a FaceTime call from Kike my freshman year after I applied to VES, and it was Mrs. Battle telling me I got into VES. I cried of happiness. I know I'm so dramatic, but I cried. Still to this day, it's one of my favorite FaceTime calls I've ever had. I was supposed to come in my sophomore year, but because of COVID, I ended up coming to VES my junior year, with the idea that I was only coming here for 1 year. But it didn't take me long to realize I wanted to graduate from here. In August of 2021, I had to say goodbye to my family back in Mexico. It was time to start a new adventure, and the feeling of saying goodbye to my family and friends in the airport was unexplainable. Stepping into the airport, I knew it was going to be hard for me. For international students, our first time leaving home goes a little bit like this. Wake up, cry. Get in the car, cry. Get to the airport, cry. Get to your gate, and cry even more. I went through a lot of tissues that day. Then when you're in the plane and you see your hometown through the window, getting further and further away, I kept fighting my tears, but I couldn't hold them back. They were tears of fear mixed with tears of happiness. Home was my comfort zone, ever since day one. I had the exact same surroundings. I was in the same school my whole life with my friends, and the same hot weather, even on Christmas. Coming here was a new adventure, and of course, a new weather. Before coming here for the first time, so many emotions were rushing in and out of me. I began to think the what ifs. What if I can't speak English? What if I end up not liking it? What if this is too big of a risk? Or what if I get a hot boyfriend? That, of course, I didn't. When I said goodbye to my parents, they said two important things to me that live vividly in my mind. One was, be yourself and don't let others bring you down. And the second one was, you're crying now that you're leaving us. But when your adventure comes to an end, you're gonna cry even more. Little did I know they were right about that. If I hadn't taken the risk, how would I ever know that behind the VES entrance, I would found additional happiness and people I love? But what is life without taking risks? Life would be so boring without taking risks. And we can't let fear stop us from following our dreams, or else you will never know the possibilities. VES became my home away from home in such a short time, and all thanks to my friends. Being an international student here comes with pros and cons, but thankfully for me, it came with more pros than cons. The people here made it feel like home, and my friends in such a short time, they did not only become my best friends, but my sisters. I decided to return to VES for my senior year. It didn't take me long to realize I was sure I wanted to graduate from here. I love this place and the people, and I was positive I wanted to end my high school here. And it was one of the best decisions ever. Senior year was amazing, even if I still feel like a freshman sometimes. When I was a little kid, I thought high school was gonna be like High School Musical, but I'm glad it's not because I can't sing or dance. Something I learned about my time here is that people are gonna love you for who you are, no matter what. And I learned that enjoying the little things makes life more fun. And to look at the bright side of everything makes it 10 times better. Taking risks is fun. I never thought I would end up in Virginia listening to country music for fun. Shout out to Ellie. Seniors, we only have 11 days to walk across the stage and start our new adventures, our new beginnings. Part of me can't believe it. Time went really fast, maybe faster than I thought, and I wish I could make it go slower. But a part of me can't believe that all the hard work paid off. Now, to everybody's favorite part, the shout-outs. I wanted to thank everyone. Everyone made my time here so much fun and unforgettable 2 years. I also want to thank Steve Jobs for making iPhones, because I know Mr. Button hates iPhones, but I love being able to communicate with people back home so easily. I want to thank my parents, Mom, Dad, I know y'all are watching, and I'll translate later. But I couldn't be more thankful for everything y'all have done for me. Thanks for always believing in me and for always helping me follow my dreams. Thanks for letting me finish high school here. To my brothers, thanks for being always here for me. I also want to thank Google Translator for helping me with my homework. And I want to Caroline and Titsi, I miss y'all, and I miss listening to y'all yelling in German. To Mino, Renata, Caro, and Pau, thank you for being my friends since childhood and forever. I also want to thank the Walkers, the Pegrams, the Turtons, the McKees, the Messers, the Chichesters, the Shemans, the Lewis, the Furmans, and all the families that have welcomed me to their home. I really appreciate it. To the Mexicans last year, Kike, Esteban, Alexa, Danny, and Alvaro. Love y'all. Thank you for being there for me and for being my daily dose of Spanish. To my friends, Emmy, Molly, Hadley, Ava, Lily, Jimmy, Elizabeth, Ellie, Cameron, Kate, Reese, Molly, Maya. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Shout out to everybody too. I don't know. Thanks for everything, for making these 2 years unforgettable. And to Mr. Button, it's been 7 months without Mountain Dew, and only 11 more days until you give me back my Mountain Dew that you took last year. Thank you, everybody.